Hello, and welcome. Tommy, how are you doing?
Kellen, how are we doing?
We're doing good. We're in a new location this week.
That's right.
Uh, it reminds me of that haunted movie or that Halloween movie with the Crazy Eights, because apparently, or Crazy Eight Freaks, what was that movie called? Eight-legged Freaks.
Oh,
Because apparently
spiders?
our
Yeah.
last studio had just a bunch of...
Man, it was really unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, we went by and grabbed a lot of our equipment today. Yeah, and we saw some eggs. I did, and some spiders.
We weren't impressed with pest control services.
Yeah, from last week.
Yeah, it really wasn't good. And I tell you what, it's the Black Widows.
Yeah, those will get you. And when they
got
get
inside. Yeah, they got inside, and that's been
they've been knocking outside the whole for the last couple weeks. And then they finally just snuffed under the door. And by the way, I'm not impressed with the construction of that building whatsoever.
Not at all. Kellen and I just took a lap around there.
Yeah, we were
criticized every aspect about the.
Yeah, there's lots of ways that little critters can get in. And
well, they didn't finish out under the stucco.
No, they didn't
at all.
There's not. I mean, that's got to make your energy bill go up. All this. Well, I mean, first of all, it was underneath the foundation of kind of the building. That's where they get warm and stuff, and then they come up to hunt.
Hey, Tommy, can you tell us what kind of windows are?
Yeah, they're.
Oh yeah,
There's some real piece of shit vinyl windows.
Oh, okay.
But
that's the name of the brand, piece of shit. That's cool.
Anyways,
McCaffrey. No. See, I'm sorry. I got fantasy going on over here a little bit.
I know. I get it.
Yeah.
I had to make dude. For whatever reason, I was pissed at Yahoo Sports fantasy this morning.
Don't ever use Yahoo.
Well, that's the league that they're playing in. So
that one's annoying.
I know, but here's the deal: is Dak was unfortunately my quarterback.
Did you not switch him out?
No, I did, but
All
I
right.
picked somebody up off the waiver. But here's the tricky part that blows my mind, Yahoo. When I pick someone up off the waiver and I drop my quarterback in the process, and you don't auto-fill that as my quarterback slot, and you put him on the bench.
Oh, shit.
So I caught it first thing this morning. I mean, obviously I was checking it, but
right.
It's like, oh man, I don't have a quarterback.
So who'd you pick up?
Nobody worth a damn. Yeah,
you just kind of picked up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this much. I had Dak, and for whatever reason, Zeke. So I couldn't have, if Dak is out and Zeke's splitting with Pollard,
yeah,
I'm left with next to nothing with him. So
right,
making some adjustments. So I did pick up Trey Lance.
Okay.
San Fran QB1. We'll see how
he didn't have the greatest game last week, but yeah, he's kind of
it's the best I could do.
Right. That's kind of, is it a 10, 12 league? 14? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's 12.
Okay. I was about to say. Yeah, the one I'm in right now. Last week, Matthew Stafford decided to shit the bed early on a Thursday night. And so hopefully he shows up this week, and we're about to find out later tonight.
Yeah.
We're trying to.
I was on vacation.
Yeah, and I want to hear about that. When did you guys?
I was
leave?
having to. The internet was not great at all, and so trying to make adjustments on the beach with no services.
How long were you guys there? Because I just know
we were there a week.
Damn.
Yeah, we left on Friday and got back on a Friday.
Was the whole fam there? Everybody was there?
Oh yeah. It was a good time. It was the whole family and other family friends.
You were struggling. You kind of came back with some viruses.
Some allergies, cold. The kids get you sick. I swear.
Mm-hmm. I know that.
It's a snot fest. But the beach was a blast. We were.
Did you dip your toes in?
Yeah, no, we went swimming.
We
did some boogie boarding. We caught some fish in a casting net.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, no fishing pole, but we did have nets.
Have you heard about how people fish with drones?
No.
Do you know how to drone fish?
I've heard of it. I've never done it.
I haven't either, but I talked to a guy that does do drone fishing, and it sounds like legit. What they do, for people who are listening and don't know, they put the end of the line on a drone and fly it out like however long. I think like just casting from outside, and then they just drop it right there, and then they reel it in. That's about it. But I mean, you can see if they'll put a GoPro on top of it, so that sounds like super dope. Like,
well, I mean, if you think about when you're on some of those boats out there, and they put the fishing line way up and out.
Yeah.
So it's I can see how a drone would work the same way.
Yeah, just like I hadn't heard about drone fishing until earlier this year, and when I heard about that, I was like, duh, what?
Pretty clever.
That sounds dope. I have a lot of friends that are like licensed to fly drones professionally. You know how you kind of have to do it, whatever. So you could get that's like some type of I don't know, if you decided you want to go live on the island, do the little island boy life.
Yeah,
you could just go, just be a little drone fisherman or something like that.
That might be in the cards. Who knows?
Speaking of cards, Tommy, do you want to tell them what we got coming up after the break?
Yeah, we got a little. Are we doing the tarot card? We're gonna have a psychic.
Okay, it's a psychic reading.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a psychic on the line, live on the line. I already had my turn.
The pleasure to do yours, yeah.
And so Kellen's up.
Today. We're gonna play some of Tommy's clips from when he did it. There's some pretty good little nuggets in there. He's we know a little bit more about his family life, his future family life. We know about the podcast, and we want to ask the same question again to the lady. I think we talked about it. I don't know.
Dude. She wasn't available.
She wasn't available, but you know what?
Yeah,
if it's the future, every psychic should have the same psychic.
Yeah, we're not worried about who it is.
So they say that
the truth can't change, right?
Right. So we go on for 3 years. The podcast does, and then apparently
Kellen leaves. I don't know.
Well, we'll find out. I mean, just give it 3 years. I'll tell you why in 3 years. Okay. But so we're gonna probably ask a couple of the same questions. We're definitely gonna ask that and see what she says about the longevity of the podcast this time around. If she says 3 years, then
here's the thing: you can't bait her into giving you an answer.
I'm not going to. I'm going to say,
because when we listen back, and I didn't intentionally do it, but the tonality of my voice, because we were actually asking more than one thing at the same time,
right?
But it could have come across as me insinuating that Kellen was not happy here.
Well, I know that I'm not a psychic, but I know that if it is real, if it's not real, whatever, I do know intuition is a thing, and when people start hearing your voice, direct you to a certain
I know. Talking to people on the phone.
Exactly. You can already tell if someone's going to buy something or not.
Yeah, they answer.
And
hello.
Ooh, okay. Let's sign them up for $1 million worth of solar. So the thing is that's what I do that in my voice a lot as well.
Have you ever worked the phones, Kellen?
Absolutely, yeah, I have.
You have, yeah.
Yeah, I was a financial advisor for probably about 2 years, and there's a lot.
I remember you called me in.
Yeah,
I had no money.
Well, that's fine. I mean, that was part of it.
That was so funny.
But it was
I didn't know what was happening.
That was a grind, and that was. I mean, they thought that the people that I worked for, because I mean they could you could have to you got to get your Series 6 and Series 7, all that, but they thought they were on the fucking Wolf of Wall Street. That movie had just come out too, and so people were like amped. They're like, you pick that phone up, like you got to keep calling you. And I was just like,
dude, that's kind of what I do on the side, right? Still.
Yeah, I mean,
but dude, your presentation was great.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I was unfortunately at the time the wrong demographic for you.
It's okay. I mean, that's not necessarily what and also practice is good. So
yeah,
but it was. To tell you the truth, I wouldn't be able to go back and do that kind of work again. I don't have that type of tenacity. I know you do. It's just because it's literally, I mean, people call it the grind. I get into these spurts where, I can do it. And then it's like, okay, I just did a really good, deal or whatever. and then it's like now I got to do the whole thing over again tomorrow. And it's to me, I don't like that inconsistency, if that makes sense. I mean, I know that people thrive off that.
You gotta hunt.
You gotta hunt. You gotta kill. You hunt.
You eat what you kill.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I've heard that one. We have all heard. Everybody who's ever done that line of work has heard that line.
Yep.
And so, and that's another.
I like to hunt. I do like to hunt.
I get it. Dude,
it's fun to me. Like, dude, being at the beach this last week, and
I
didn't work a ton every day, but I still had some appointments with clients.
Right. There's big rewards to.
It was pretty cool. I was like, I could see this being a thing, living on the beach and closing deals on your phone.
Right. I mean, the ceiling is very high for it.
Oh yeah.
But the floor
it's also very low.
It's very low. And so you got to keep doing it. And I mean, it for me, like I said, it was something that I did for a long time. I liked it, but then as soon as like I had that, I would even say like a 9 to 5 or something more consistent. I was like, okay, cool. Now I'm able to schedule my life and do things that I would.
Yeah, on your time.
Yeah, just because some of these people, they don't. When you're having these meetings, they don't get to meet with you until like dinner time. You know what I mean? So you're just.
It's like real estate. Like you work when they're free.
Right.
So you work all the time pretty much.
Yeah.
Because you're working around everybody's schedules. But I'll tell you the craziest thing is like the boomers and with technology.
Yeah.
When you got to get the DocuSign or you got to get something sent over or you got to get a loan doc signed.
Yeah.
And you got to walk them through the steps.
Yeah. That shit takes you forever.
I mean, I got to witness
a boomer this weekend doing something. Yeah, you're telling me about it. What happened?
My dad got a new truck, and here's the kicker: like Ford, for whatever reason, like you can build out, your trucks, and they were on back order and all kinds of stuff.
What type of Ford did he get?
It's a F-150.
Hell yeah! That's the classic.
He kept it pretty modest, but the package he got on it. It was supposed to come with XM radio, all that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess all these trucks, like there's a huge shortage still.
Right.
So he doesn't have XM radio, and he never can get it in the truck now because of the way it was built out.
Really?
Yeah. So
does he listen?
And he's a pretty big XM radio.
Is he really? I'd be pissed.
Guy. And I get it because you got sports, and then you got more specific channels of music.
Is my boy Howard Stern still on XM?
I imagine so.
Yeah.
But so anyway, so he's got to play it through the app on his phone into his truck, and I tell you that to tell you this: the screens on these trucks, it's like a spaceship.
Yeah,
it's a huge screen. And so you imagine the radio dials and stuff. Well, he can reach across just barely to the other side of the screen.
Are you serious?
And so we're driving, and he's just like about wrecking us off the road the entire time.
Trying to mess with his...
Trying to change it from his phone feeding to his truck so he can play his XM radio. And listen to
that sucks.
His Garth Brooks channel or whatever he likes to listen to, or golf, whatever.
Go Pokes. But, Garth Brooks, go Pokes.
Absolutely. So that was quite an ordeal. And I was in the back seat, and I try not to be a back seat driver.
It's tough with these boomers.
When you see them just not looking at all.
Right.
And they mean well, but they're just trying to change things.
Did your dad ever...
He's a good driver. Don't get me wrong.
Well... Okay.
But that was terrible to watch.
Did your dad ever teach you how to drive, or did you do it strictly through... Did you go to Sears driving school down the road?
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah,
but
we actually had some mutual friends that I was in class with.
Yeah. Because we both said we're both Aquariuses. I didn't realize... This is stupid of me. I didn't realize January had Aquarius. So I know you're later... February, I was like, whatever. Yeah. I knew your birthday. It made me sound like I didn't know your birthday.
I kind of learned on 4-wheelers and tractors and lawnmowers, riding mowers, like when I was a little kid.
Settle down, cowboy.
I'm just saying.
But
then I did go to Sears. Yeah.
Did your dad ever, when you were driving, like when he was trying to teach you how to drive, did he ever like make like my dad used to
Scared
grab
the shit out of me.
he would scare the shit out of me.
absolutely. I was like,
He would
I'm
grab
Dad. I'm gonna get out of the car now,
Yeah.
and you can just go home.
he would grab the wheel when I would drive. Like I'd be fine. I'd be doing everything fine, and he'd just be like, "Watch out!"
Yeah.
And he'd be like, grab the wheel and tilt it. And I'm like, Dad, you're gonna get us in a wreck. And now,
I
you know,
remember
I'm watching.
my brother and his friend let me drive my brother's friend's Tahoe, out in Colleyville, or Grapevine, somewhere, when I was in high school, like before I had my license. And then I went to driver's ed through Sears, and then my dad was working with me after that.
So,
And it was, several of those moments where the veins in my dad's neck
yeah.
are just, I mean, pumping out, yelling.
Mm-hmm.
He's reaching over, grabbing the wheel.
So I had I lived on a street where my driveway was up against, next door neighbors like mailbox, not up against it, but if you drove too far back, you'd hit it. And my dad was like, "Hey, do you want to get back out for the first time?" I was like 8, you know what I mean? So I don't even remember the difference between the pedals, gas or brake. And so he's like, "All right, you see the R button, put your foot on the brake and then let up, hit the R, you guys know how to drive, hopefully." And I like locked up. I'm 8, I'm driving, I'm hitting the gas. And I'm like flying back into the mailbox. He's like, hit the brake, hit it. And I'm like, I just made me feel like that pilot, that's always on those movies where the pilot passes out and then, some
Somebody
idiot comes up there.
jumps in,
Yeah, that's how it made me feel. And
Dude.
I was like, I've hit the brake like at the last second and didn't hit the mailbox. And I was like,
Good job.
yeah. And that was
you just unlocked a memory of me when I was a kid at my Papa Jackson's out in Lubbock, Texas, and I was on a riding mower, a little tractor mower, and I was driving, and it had a clutch, so and my legs weren't long enough, and dude, I ran this thing square into his garage door.
Are you serious?
I couldn't stop it. Yeah.
So
I learned it.
I learned how to do all that when I was like in
8. But
yeah. I think my dad for a while, I don't remember why we had this Jeep. It wasn't even really his car. I think it was like maybe he bought it from my uncle for a little bit. Doesn't matter, but it was a manual, and so he was teaching me how to drive it and all that kind of stuff. I was in 5th grade, and I tell you that story just to say that it was a fun summer because we'd always go to like the movies and shit. And one time, I don't know, it just unlocked it. We went to go see like
we're unlocking a lot.
Yeah, I know. We went to go see Shrek. Right. My dad loves Angelina Jolie. All right. So just know those two things.
Okay, AD.
So we went to go. Yeah, we all do. So we went to go see Shrek, and when we're coming out of the movie theater, there's a cardboard cutout of Angelina Jolie for Tomb Raider, and he's like, "Hey, Kellen, you want to go? Do you want to go see this movie?" I was like, "Yeah, that looks good." He's like, "Do you want to go see it like right now? You want to go see?" So we just got back into the theater and just watched that, and I was like, "My dad's the coolest." No, he's horny for Angelina Jolie. Yeah. Jolene. Yeah, he was. I was like, he's the best dad ever. No, he just wanted to watch Angelina Jolie like climb up a mountain.
Did he get some more popcorn?
Yeah, he was just hiding everything. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's like, I'm just gonna watch this broad workout for 2 hours.
I'm gonna watch her sweat and popcorn. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but it was
Wash
a good.
It down with a Diet Coke.
Me and him have a different memory of that day, but I mean, I was like, he's the best dad. I mean, he is. He is a great dad, but that was,
added
a little
bonus.
bit. Yeah, it was a win-win situation for everybody involved.
Everybody had a good day at the movie theater.
Yeah, and I learned how to drive a manual. So that's
a manual.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Sorry, but anyway, anyway,
that rocks, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, the other thing I wanted to mention, I found out during this trip was my nephew is 3, and he told my brother he said, "Shut up, you stupid old man."
And your brother's like 35, I found out.
Where did you learn to say that? Like he can't talk super great. He's had a couple of setbacks in life, but he's overcoming it and learning. But he's got a disorder. Anyways,
But he
so
learns how to.
he's been doing some speech therapy and whatnot, and that came flying out of his mouth pretty unexpectedly.
So it's working for him.
Yeah, he's able to verbalize what he's been wanting to say this whole time.
Last 3 years of my life.
But no, it actually came from a Disney movie.
Oh yeah, you're saying what was it?
I guess it's Luca.
I haven't seen that one all the way.
I haven't either. But
it looks good though. I mean, honestly, it's got like some of the mermaid vibes. Do we want to go down that route?
I'm sure Miss B does. She was actually telling me that she told her grandma something similar.
What are we talking about?
From a Disney movie.
I was at Dillard's with my mom and my grandma when I was like 3 or 4, and I was in my stroller, and I had my arms out, and I was knocking clothes off the racks. My grandma asked me to stop twice, and I turned and I looked at her and I said, "Shut up, idiot." And my mom yanked me out of the stroller and took me to the car. Probably whooped my ass, but
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Rock
they were
and
trying
roll.
to figure out where I learned it from, and it was the bird in Aladdin. So I was not allowed to watch Aladdin for like 2 years.
When does he say that?
It's when they're in the tower with Jafar.
She's had to go back and look this up.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They like pointed out, oh, this is where.
So when he's in the tower?
Yeah, Jafar and the bird are like scheming.
So I don't remember that at all. I do remember. I have two things. One, do you remember Aladdin tells the tiger in that movie to take Jasmine's clothes off?
Yeah.
I used to rewind. I was like, I got to hear this because I heard it from like my cousin because this was back before like.
Were you like, can I say it just like it?
No, that's not what it is. I just never heard it. And it was one of those things that was going around. This was pre like internet days. So nobody had, this is like game manuals where if you wanted to figure out how to play a video game, you got to read the manual.
Yeah.
So I was like, this was just through the grapevine kind of information, but that was it. But something that my, Alex, or I shouldn't, my Lulu's son said the other day, I think he picked it up from school too. So this is something that you guys are kind of talking about. He asked me if I was Mexican.
What?
He's like, Kellen, are you Mexican? I was like, what makes you think that? Let's go through that. Where did you hear that?
Well,
How, because I was thinking about that. Like, I was probably third, fourth grade until I found out my best friend was Mexican. This dude's like younger than that. But anyway, I just was like, what? Okay. I was like, you're Mexican, right? And he's like, no, I don't know Spanish. I was like, well, that's your mom's fault. But yeah, you're Mexican, dude.
I don't know Spanish.
Yeah. He's like, no, I don't know how to speak Spanish. I was like, dude, well, that's, doesn't mean you're not Mexican. I was like, but I'm not. But I think someone's either probing him into asking, like, if I'm Mexican, like, or he learned it from school. So I don't know where he learned it. Who knows?
Gosh.
I just thought.
Do you speak Spanish?
A little bit, pequeño, but not really. I mean, like, I used to be really good at it. Like, I took Spanish 4 through high school, and then we would go on like some little mission trips they're like some medical.
Are you about
trips.
To tell us a machine story of your own?
A machine story? No. Bert Kreischer. Bert Kreischer.
Yeah. Oh, Bertie boy.
He
was just in Fort Worth.
Was he really? That's cool. But yeah, I know I used to be really good at it, and then just one of those things. If you don't practice it that long, you're really bad at it. So my girlfriend knows it. We went to like a little taco place. I know you said that you could tell I ate that yesterday from some of when I was blowing your car up yesterday. But she was speaking it, to the.
Yeah.
She says she doesn't know it very well, but
can we talk about that for a second, Kellen?
You want? If you want, there's just like this little secret taco truck that she likes, and
where is it? Is it?
Like I
said, you don't have to say the name. I'm
gonna gatekeep.
Okay.
And also, I don't even know if I could pronounce the name. So.
Dude, I love street tacos.
Same
That's
here.
really why I want to. You can tell me off.
The tacos were. She said that these tacos are probably the best. I had one. It was pretty good, but I had the torta over there. I just love. That's what makes me. I love when she throws that little Spanish on that when
The
she's
little extra. Yeah.
when she's like, "Oh yeah, oh should I add a jalapenos to this?" I'm like, "Yes, mommy." Can't help it. All right, dude. So I think it might be time we take a little break. We come up, we set up the
Yeah.
psychic stuff,
Yeah, we're gonna get a psychic on the line for Kellen to.
and I want to pick your brain. I want you to tell me some of the questions I should ask too. So we'll go over that. Stick around. I don't know how we're if I can reach that.
We got it.
All right. Stick around, boys and girls. We will be right back. I think I have. It is Psychic Erica.
Erica.
Intuitive empath, career psychic. Sorry, you're right. I should have listened to that phonic song more. But I see her tools. It says angel cards.
It's a callback to Gracie's Corner.
Yeah. Hey.
Which, by the way, we did get quite a few likes on. So
Yeah, I actually kind of reposted it for some of the homies. I had someone. Oh, we'll talk about that at some other time. All right, so I'm gonna call her because we've learned from last time when we don't do it right off the bat.
they get taken. They get snatched
snatched
right up.
See, look, already busy. It's so crazy.
Yeah. Do you remember the promo intro we gave the last girl?
And then it was like, oh, busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go with this chick. I just call me. Here we go. I think it's gonna go through. Let's see. Here we go.
Unknown caller.
This is Heaven. So calling Heaven right now.
I have so many questions.
Not hearing anything. Hello? Hey, can you hear me?
Sorry, we didn't get a response. To accept this connection, press 1.
Oh,
To reject,
okay.
we are connecting you now. Your account will be charged once you connect with the advisor.
You guys.
I remember this music.
Yeah, so we're in the right spot.
Heaven ain't so far away.
I know. She's on the end of a call. I'm nervous.
Psychic readings may be recorded for quality
Let's
assurance.
go.
To end your connection at any time,
Good luck,
press
Kellen.
the
Thanks,
star
man.
key.
I'm scared.
You are now connected.
Good afternoon, network. This is Heaven. Who's this?
Hey, Heaven. My name is Kellen. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm a little nervous. I've never done this before.
Oh, well, hey, I'd be happy to read for you.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yes, and Kellen, what is your question there? What area would you like to focus on?
I have, I would say kind of an overall reading, if that's something that you are able to do. What is something that you would say that you're more, what you're kind of drawn to, or what's your specialty?
Well, what I do is I am a psychic or clairvoyant, and I also look at the tarot or the tarot card.
Okay.
And so what I'll do is kind of a little bit of both. I kind of tune into you and your aura, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And so, yeah, so let's kind of see
Yeah.
what the have in store for you.
Sure. I would
Okay,
love.
so,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh, sorry. So this is September the 18th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, Kellen, and just focus on something that may be coming up around you that you may have a concern about or you want information
Sure.
about. Okay, so Kellen, general reading, Kellen. Okay, general reading, Kellen, general reading. Okay. All right, so it seems to be you're kind of confused about a certain situation around you, like you need to make a decision.
Okay.
Is what the points are showing me. It's like black or white, or down, left or right kind of thing. And it's like, what should I do? But moon shows that you've got to make a change with this decision. For example, now I'm not saying this is what it is. Like, for example, you may be thinking about moving and, you have been stuck whether you want to move or not.
Sure.
Or a relationship, you're not sure if you want to stay or go, basically. But you might have to change. Like maybe this person's at a distance and you might have to move if you want to be with them.
Gotcha.
Or if not, then you'd have to do stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's things going on. Yeah. So you're going to make the choice. Now, it looks to me from what I'm seeing here, if there's a woman involved, now this could be business, Kellen, it might not necessarily be with romance.
Okay.
It could be, or it could be with family. But it shows me that there's a woman involved somehow. And you got that next to the world card. That definitely tells me whatever your decision is going to be in favor of this woman
Okay.
somehow.
Okay.
I mean, it could be a relationship, it could be a job offer, whatever. But it shows that if there is a choice, which it shows me that you have a choice that you've got to make right now, then the choice is also going to be connected directly or indirectly with a woman. So it looks to me, okay, so Two of Wands reversed. Also looks to me like right now you're thinking about changing jobs or career.
Right.
And
yes.
it may or may not involve, it may or may not involve travel or moving. And that could also be involved with your choice. But nonetheless, somehow if there's a woman involved, it shows that there is favor towards her, even if it's a separate issue. Like one might have to do with work, one has to do with love. So whatever's with the woman, that is going to be favor. And then it also shows you're like making a choice right now with the career or job situation.
Yeah. I
if
mean,
you
go
haven't,
ahead.
oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, I have moved in with my girlfriend just to kind of make things easier for both of us with our schedules.
Okay.
And so I do see that change, is something that I did do when my lease was up. I did that to kind of make our lives a little bit easier. And yes, I am kind of in the middle of changing the career path of that I'm on. So that does track on something that, something similar of what I'm going through. So yeah, I'm that's pretty impressive. pretty spot on. Yeah.
Well, that's good, Kellen. That's really good. That's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I have to tell you, seems some really nice indications here showing me that whatever this job changes or career, whichever business, you're going to be very prosperous at it. You're going to succeed.
Cool.
But you're still going to have some questions concerning this relationship, to be honest.
Okay.
But it doesn't look too bad. So there's coming up also something here is coming up with you about going on some kind of a trip. Maybe not right now, but late this year, early next year. It feels to me, from what I'm seeing here, it has something to do with the past. For example, maybe wherever you were brought up or raised, you haven't been there in a while, and you might want to go there, or you have some friends connected with a certain location. I'm kind of under the impression that this has something to do with distance.
Yeah.
Like maybe in.
Go ahead. I'll give you a little bit. I tried to kind of give you like I don't want to nudge you towards anything too much, but what I will say is there's a couple trips that my girlfriend and I, she wants to go. Where we live now. I grew up in, but my parents live where I ended up moving to later in life, and so she wants to kind of go back, and she's got some free time. She wants to be able to do that. But I also, one of my friends wants to go on a guy's trip sometime next year, and he was actually talking to me about it literally right before I decided to give you a call. So it's kind of interesting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What timing is that, huh?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Good timing. Perfect timing. Yeah. But and then we're the last thing that I was going to say, kind of that rolls around with earlier next year, is my girlfriend and I are planning on taking a trip to Disney World. She wants to take her kids to Disney World, and so that was something that we were.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, and
Oh, wow, that is so cool. Well, you'll like Disney World.
Yeah.
I've been there. It's really, really nice. Yeah. That's really cool.
Can I ask you? So there is something that I'm a little bit like uncertain on, or it's not that I'm uncertain on. It's just I'm putting a lot of passion into a project that I'm working on with a buddy, and I just wanted to see if there's anything in the cards, or if there's a way that we could kind of gear towards that in any sense. Is that something that we might be able to do? I don't know if it. Okay, so a buddy and I, we started a podcast not too long ago, and it's going really well. We're picking up some steam, but there's just a lot of uncertainty when it starts, doing a lot of new things. So I just kind of wanted to see, I want to get with a psychic or a clairvoyant and just kind of ask them as well. Like, is that a path I need to be going on right now? Or is that, I'm enjoying it. We're having a great time. It's going in the right direction. I just wanted to make sure, this is in both of our best interest.
Oh, sure. Okay, just so I can tune into him as well as you, Kellen, what is his first name?
His first name's Tommy.
Tommy. Kellen, podcast. Wow. You guys are perfect for each other. You both have a lot of enthusiasm. Very, this is very positive. A lot of positive energy, like this is going to work. I'm seeing somebody, it's showing me a guy, some kind of a guy, a little bit older is my impression. It looks like he's going to help you, like he's pulling strings for you. He might help you with some kind of networking.
Yeah, we do go through a podcast, I guess like an affiliate that helps us kind of distribute it. So maybe, that could possibly be something, but is there, like you said that we have, very good chemistry and stuff like that. Does it say anything? Is this something that we, just do as a hobby? Is this full time? Is that something that you see anything in there for that?
Yeah. Okay. So it's going to start off like a hobby, part time. Maybe not hobby, but like part time. Maybe you won't be able to do as many like podcasts. And then you kind of gradually pick it up over the period of the next 3-4 months.
Right.
Then it's going to turn more into more of a like a full-time gig.
Awesome.
So to speak. Yeah. And wow. Okay. So the cards are showing me it's going to start off a little slow. But it's nice because you're going to have a lot of good feedback though.
Okay.
You're going to get the feel of it. Now, I'm just going to be totally frank about what I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it ends up being good. It shows me at first there may be a little bit of some conflict with you and Tommy at first. Maybe it could be creative or certain subjects that you want to concentrate on. You might want to go, say, in this direction. You want to go in this direction.
Sure.
It's rather mindful. At the end of the day, it shows me here that you're going to get good feedback. You're going to have a pretty big audience.
Oh, wow.
And that's very positive.
Yeah.
And we're talking here only within, you've got 3s around you. So this is September, October, November, December. So yeah, by the holidays, guys are going to be, or thereabouts, maybe January, you're going to be very popular.
Give me one.
So that's good.
Can you back up just a second. Did you say 3s? Like 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's my favorite number. I'm the youngest of 3 boys. So that was my football number.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's, 3 is kind of one of those numbers that I see popping up quite a bit. When you see like a slug bug that you're like, okay, you see it going down the road, and then you see another slug bug, and then you see another one. It could just be that, but I really like 3s.
Yeah.
But
they
anyway,
say things come in 3s.
That's exactly. That's what I tell my mom because she had 3 boys. So,
wow, isn't that interesting?
Yeah. And I do agree. I think, since you know his name, Tommy and I, we're really good friends. We've known each other for a long time. We do come, like he's got a little bit of a different personality than I do. And I think we butt heads a lot, but at the end of the day, we've been in bands together too. And, some of our other bandmates have been like, hey, you guys need to settle down. It's like, no, it's all love. We don't hate. We're just like getting our creative minds out, that kind of a thing. So, We do
Oh,
we clash, but it's all, it's a good kind of clash, if that makes sense.
yeah,
Iron sharpens iron. So
yeah, yeah. Well, opposites attract, as they say. You might have your way and he has his way, but at the end of the day, you come together and you find a middle ground.
yeah.
And what I'm seeing here is that middle ground. But it is something that the cards that what I'm picking up here are kind of giving you a little bit of a red flag about. Just be cautious that this certain differences of outlook or opinion could kind of come between you, but temporarily. And I do say temporarily because everything else looks pretty good.
Good. That's really good to hear. Yeah, we just started out. This is, I mean, we've probably done about 4 or 5 episodes now, and it's going on really well. But you're right. Like we've kind of saw the initial like big hit, and then it's kind of stayed for a little bit, but it kind of seems like it's going as a staircase. So we will see how that goes. I appreciate you kind of looking into that for me.
Yeah.
Let's what I want to hear a little bit more about the love life, if that's okay. I know we might be wrapping up here soon, but I heard you say, I can't remember what you said about the changing for the woman, or a change for the woman, but you said it might not be a good or no, you said it would be a good thing, but it'd be for her. I there was something in there that kind of threw me off a little bit. So I do want to hear if we could flip some cards for that.
Yeah, yeah. Because when I was looking at that kind of the general outlook, it did say that there was a decision that you had to make, like a choice. But whatever it was, both business and for love,
Mm-hmm.
one of them had to do with a choice and connected with the woman.
Gotcha.
They're telling me it's more about love.
Right.
So there is going to be something in favor of the woman. So,
Yeah.
like, if you wanted to, for example, continue on and further your communication or your relationship with her or not, but it shows me very likely that whatever choice you're making is going to be positive, connected with her.
Yeah. I will say, when we moved in, there were some growing pains for sure. I mean, it was tough for both of us, but we've mellowed out, and so it's been better. I hope that changed in the past as well. I do want to ask this. This just kind of clicked in my head. It is one of my really good friends' birthdays that passed away today. Do you do any of that kind of reading? Oh, I appreciate it.
Like if he's communicating from you,
Yeah,
for you.
I don't know if you do that kind of
from the other-
reading. I know that some people can, some people, don't delve into that. It happens to be his birthday today. So it would be fun to give him a little shout out if possible.
Okay. And just so I can tune into him, what was his first name?
Joe.
Joe. Why don't tune into him? Well, the first thing I'm getting with his passing is it was kind of unexpected.
Yeah.
Like it may have been quick, or I don't want to say it was an accident. It could have been a health thing, but it feels to me like it was unexpected.
Right.
What I'm getting here
Mm-hmm.
with him. And great sense of humor.
Yeah.
I feel okay, now I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing him do.
Yeah, go for it.
Holding up like he's holding up a beer or some kind of drink, like alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
He's like toasting to you.
Oh,
He's telling
cool.
me you would know what that means.
I guess
Okay, so
go
I don't
drink
know
a
what that's
beer.
about.
I mean, that's what I would do. I mean, that sounds about right.
He's like
I
holding
think
up and he's toasting to you.
yeah. He went to a different college as I did. Last time we hung out, we did drink some beer. So I mean, that makes sense to me. Maybe he's still.
Oh,
Yeah, he brought
okay.
over like a little 12-pack, and we hadn't seen each other in a while, so he went and grabbed a little 12-pack, and we got to drink a little bit together. So that was fun. Both 21. Don't.
And
I know
and
the
kind of
statutes of
toasty.
limitations. I know he's not here with us anymore, but I don't want to get him in trouble. So
Okay, well, he's definitely around you.
yeah,
Definitely, there's so much
Yeah, I have a bunch of dreams
You said,
about him, which is very wild. I didn't used to have those type of dreams, and then probably about 2 or 3 weeks after, it was like constant every night. So that's interesting.
wow.
How much time do we have left? I know we've been kind of going on and on. I just don't want to.
About 15 minutes,
2 minutes, you said?
14.
Oh, 14. Okay. I thought it was for 20 minutes. So I apologize if I might have booked it for longer. Is that how long
Okay.
how long did we book it for?
It's for about 29 minutes, it says.
29 minutes?
So, yeah, so
Okay.
it's already 16. Yeah.
Okay. How about this? If you don't
Yeah.
mind, I don't know. I really don't know more what I would like to talk about. I kind of hit all the things I wanted to hit. And we did the general reading. I don't know. I mean,
Well, I can
yeah.
tell you a little bit more about your friend if you'd like.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. So I was seeing that he was kind of toasting you, the beer.
Mhm.
So, and I also hear him saying something about a boat. So I don't know what that is. It might be something that's coming up for you, or something that was associated with him. Just to let you know that, because sometimes they also will kind of look ahead for you, like, hey, hey, this
Like,
is coming up. You got to watch out for it.
Don't get a boat, or don't go
Okay.
rent a boat. Is maybe, I don't know. Me and my friend, I told you we were talking about going on a fishing trip, so maybe we cancel that.
Okay. Okay, I didn't catch that. So,
No, it's okay.
all right. So maybe that was what it has to do, and maybe this is going to be something that comes up, and he wants to let you know he's there, and that's going to be something that you're going
Oh,
to do with somebody else.
okay. So maybe
Okay,
that.
but
All right, I got you.
doing
I
that,
understand. I understand. That sounds.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Let me.
and
Go
yeah,
ahead.
and he's showing me something else, and sometimes remember, they will see things ahead of time, so it's not always a going back to the past thing. But
Okay.
he's also showing me, and I tell it like I see it, okay? And so I don't know what it means, but eventually, if it wasn't, then you'll know. He's showing me something about racing. So
I
I
don't.
don't know what that is,
Maybe it sounds like the
but
third episode of Back to the Future, like where they race and they're not supposed to. I don't know. I won't mess around with a boat. I'm just gonna stay away from them for the next couple months, apparently. Which I
no.
mean, oh, go
This is
ahead.
for cars. This is with cars.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not, the boat is a separate thing. I think that probably has to do with, he's indicating, with a fishing trip and something else that's going to be continued also. But
Okay.
he's showing me that this is connected with you.
Okay.
And then I'm seeing he's showing me something with cars, with racing.
Okay.
So I don't know if you're going to be involved with something like that, or you're going to something that's coming up connected with racing, or it was something that he connected with a particular car,
I
or
honestly
something he said he wanted to do.
I honestly don't know, to tell you the truth. I mean, I know there's another Fast and the Furious movie coming out. There was nothing there that I could see. But let me ask you this. I'm getting into I've been writing for a really long time. I like to write a lot. Write, like WRITE.
Yeah. Mhm.
I want to, like, I'm very like pulled in different directions because I have so many things going on that I don't have much time to write anymore. But if there's some type of sign or anything, if that's something that I should be doing, I keep pulling, like feeling that pull to finish this book I'm writing. But I'm always like, oh,
Okay.
you can finish it later. You can finish it later. So two things. One, I kind of want to know, is there any? I know you said you're a clairvoyant.
Yes.
I kind of want to know how I'm going to be doing. Am I going to be making it to 60, 70, 80? That as well. Am I going to have time to write this book? So I kind of want to just know a little bit more about the future and more on my creative side about things I should be doing in the future.
Okay. So this year, I see you, even though until the end of the year, I see you really putting a lot of effort into this book. And I'm being shown psychically, feels to me like it has something to do, maybe not directly, but I'm picking up indirectly with some kind of advice.
With a what? I'm sorry, it cut
or-
out right when you said that.
Yes, it feels to me psychically like your book will directly or indirectly have something to do with some kind of advice,
Okay.
or encouragement for other people.
Sure.
So this is very positive for you. I want to project. I see you kind of finishing up this book, kind of like later on this year,
Okay.
and I feel around the end of the year that I see you're finishing up the book, and it looks to me like it's going to like an editor.
Oh,
Or
wow.
somebody like that, publisher, editor. And it feels to me, for some reason, I'm seeing your book coming out around about, I feel like late spring of next year. Maybe
That'd be
June.
great. That'd be really hard. It'd be hard to do, but I think, if I push myself, I might be able to do that. Yeah.
Yes. And, but I mean, it is going to be, yeah, I'm seeing a very tedious process for you. And yeah, I'm seeing somebody look everything over for you. I'm feeling more of a gentleman's energy than a woman, like editing or kind
Okay.
of ciphering everything for you. So the writing is going to go really well. Now, I don't know, not knowing exactly what you're writing or what you're into,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm looking ahead. It feels to me like it's going to be one of like a volume of books.
Yes,
or
that is right, actually. Yes. It's going to be,
okay.
yeah.
Like,
So, it's
Oh,
not
okay.
necessarily like when you say advice, and by the way, I maybe we wrap it up a little bit after this, but, I would say, yeah, it's like more of like a graphic novel that I'm writing, and it has to do more with, there's different point of views, so there's a lot of different chapters and probably volumes as well to deal with that. So yes, that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm seeing you thinking like this is to be like volume or part of volume one,
Right. Yeah.
something. And I see even in your novel, it feels to me, even if it's like fantasy or even if it's very different,
Yeah.
it feels to me somehow there's a lesson in it or
Yeah.
some kind of insight or advice. That's why I said indirectly, maybe not directly, but
Right.
indirectly.
Yeah, there
Throughout
definitely
whatever
is.
the novel is.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Okay.
So that's very
Now,
interesting.
I'm going to go a little. Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm
Yeah.
glad. And I mean, there's so much. I'm seeing you continuing on with this, with the writing. Also, now I'm going into the future quite a bit, possibly 2 years.
Okay.
I see that you may want, believe it or not, even if it's not something that you do or you don't know now, but I'm seeing coming up in the future, this may be something that you look into to make into a movie.
Well, that would be great, like a little Netflix
So-
series or something like that. That'd be nice. Or, like a little
Netflix.
HBO Now, or I guess they're going to get rid of that, but
Fine.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to just take off for you. But next year, especially like this time next year, you're going to be very busy.
Wow.
It's reviews, and I feel like you may even, because I'm seeing you having a discussion about it, maybe not in depth, but then again, maybe so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing you discuss this on your podcast.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah, so that's also going to garner you other viewership and people that are going to be interested in your book. And I see you at book signings. So even if you have it now, even if in the future you give it serious thought to discussing this on your podcast, I would definitely give you a green light for that, because I think that's also going to bring you readership, because what you have to say and what you're writing about is very, very unique.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
think.
that would be really, I mean, that's kind of my passion project. But with passion projects, sometimes they get shelved. And so I've just been putting it on the shelf for a long time. Do you,
Yeah.
In 1 minute, this
Oh.
advisor's rate per minute is increasing to
Okay,
$6.56.
so
To
obviously,
accept this rate and
oh,
continue, press any key. If you do not want this rate, press the star key. You are being reconnected.
hey,
Yes, hi.
hey, sorry about that. It says that we got about a minute left. Is that right?
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So, is there any? I mean, I don't know if this is a selfish thing or do you as psychics? Do you guys do anything like with like fantasy football or football in general? Do you know
Yeah, I
anything?
can tell you, like, if you want to know which team to go for or
Yeah,
something like
just because we got like a minute left. I've got I'm taking the Lions like -1, the Saints +2.5, and the Broncos like -10 this week. Would that be? Is that something that I know that might be a lot, but
that. Could have put the bet on, so to speak.
yeah,
Okay. So Broncos, the Saints, and
the
who else?
Lions, the Lions.
Broncos.
Thank you. The connection has ended. You are no longer
Motherfucker.
being charged. To rate and review this reading, please log into your account at
Dude,
Mother-
you're never gonna
fucker.
know
Value
what your
your
fantasy.
feedback. Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye,
Dude,
Wow, I feel like. Can we get right into this?
Yeah, you want to?
Do we have enough? Are we good on?
Yeah, I restarted it.
Hey,
While
listen.
there's some downtime.
I feel like she spent more time explaining
Yeah,
what her answer was. But I will say this. We just were talking about a fishing trip.
Yeah, we were right on the drive
So
up here.
she went 2 for 2 out the gate.
She did, and I told you before time I didn't want to do that thing where, hey, I didn't want to lead her into something
Because it was kind of broad, what we were talking about.
Yeah.
So it could have easily given her a way to go. So I'm glad that you left it pretty open.
I did, but then as soon as she, I get it fed her a little bit. So if she got it right, or if she got, kind of on the,
Yeah, it's like training a puppy.
yeah, Paulvo's dog. I gave her, a little bell. I gave her a little bit, and then she kept going. And so, I mean, that one didn't tell us a year on the podcast ending.
She
so
said we
indefinitely.
are gonna
That's
have
good to
an
hear.
uptick come January.
Do you think she was sweating bullets on that last question? And then she was
Yeah.
like, I only got a minute left. I'm just going to.
She's like, oh my God, my cards don't have Broncos on them. I don't know.
I've got this. Yeah. For
The
real.
Saints, the Lions, the Broncos. Yeah, overall, Kellen, what would you give her on a rating 1 to 10?
I would. Heaven. She did. I mean, honestly, she did a pretty good job. I would say, and obviously, I would say probably a 10. Honestly, just because I don't have anything else to reference.
Wow.
I've got her to reference
Yeah.
with you, but it's hard when she's doing your
Okay.
feature.
Yeah, I got you.
Uh,
That
I-
makes sense. I get that. I just didn't know
But I will say another
what.
thing.
I mean, heaven. That's a
Yeah.
lofty name to carry
I will say another thing.
as a psychic.
I don't believe in psychics. So just because I gave her a 10 doesn't mean that I believe what she said.
Yeah. Did you feel like she was too general?
Well, the racing thing, like
That was
a car,
very specific.
I was like,
You're
what
right.
are
You're right.
So I'm saying they take shots in the dark, and then when you nibble a little bit, that's why I was kind of letting her talk. I know you said that
Yeah.
she talked a lot more. I kind of let her talk
No,
because
I
I
liked
wanted
it.
to
I liked it.
see if, and she, like I said, she did hit some stuff, but obviously, look, like if I was gonna do this to somebody else, I would say, you're going through a change right now. I don't know if that's financially. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's with your love
Well,
life, but there's a
change is
big
always happening. Yeah.
right. And so, yeah.
I see. Yeah, she kind of.
Mercury's in retrograde right now.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know. I just saw some girl tweet about it the other day. So there's change, and so you can always say that.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
and then it leads them into a question. I do
Right.
think it's fun to talk to them, and I hope I wasn't like rude or like joked too much with her, because it is still at the end of the day kind of an entertainment.
Yeah.
But it did make me feel like super vulnerable. Not gonna lie, because obviously it's just it's us three, but also we
There's
produce this
listeners,
podcast. Yeah,
An audience.
yeah, and
I get that, dude. It's
And
yeah.
I had to bring up my friend because it is his birthday today, and
shout out.
yeah, I get like like I said, dreams about him all the time, all the time. And if there's somebody that you're going to talk to about it and see if they know what's up, why not just ask a psychic? And it just it just happened to be the day.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. What did you think about the whole thing? How do you think hers was? I mean, the fishing trip thing was pretty cool. But everybody wants to take a trip too.
Yeah. I mean, I was trying to think. I mean, overall, I don't know if she was better.
You think she might?
I don't know. She spent a lot of time explaining why her answer was something. I don't know. Overall, dude, I'm such a sales minded, like,
right.
Sometimes that I'm like, all right, I get what she's doing, just setting things up, and then
it was pretty great that we couldn't get the line bets for the three teams right at the end. It's all right.
That was classic the way it cut out.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I overall enjoyed it though. I thought it was a great process with Heaven communicating.
Yeah,
with
and maybe
Heaven.
I will write a little bit more.
But you know what? Here's the thing. I think for the amount of questions you have going in, kind of also sets up what the result's going to be.
Yeah, and you had some questions going into it last time when you did it. You had like about some stand-up comedy if you're going to do that, and you haven't never done any of it.
She said I was going to crush it. Apparently.
Well,
I haven't got into that yet.
You're just waiting to crush.
Dude, I'm so busy.
Yes.
But I tell you what, I did like her overall. She might be worth another phone call.
Yeah, so shout out if you guys want to do it.
Or should we do it again with a different one down the road?
I was hoping that she would give me.
What if I do one?
Yeah, you can do one.
I tell you talk about being put in the hot seat though, because when I did it, and personal relationships came up. My girlfriend was sitting across the room, so you're just crossing your fingers, hoping that they don't say anything too regretful.
Yeah, and they did say something about my girlfriend at the beginning, or she did, and I thought she said something a little like it might not work out or something like that, and that's when you want to be like, okay, what do you mean by that? What's going on?
But you also kind of don't.
Yeah, exactly. I did bring it back up, but she was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
My eyes are glazed over white. Like I'm talking to the spirits. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not listening to you.
The Broncos, the Saints, and the Lions.
What were the three teams? What were the ones?
What's the line again?
Yeah. See, that was when. Anyway, I wish if you guys want to call a psychic, if anybody listening to this wants to call a psychic, go ahead and do it. I would. It's like I said, I didn't want to try to keep a guard up when I did it, and it made it was more entertaining. That like I'm not a professional, but I wouldn't say call a psychic to make your decisions in life. Do it to kind of get some feedback, but other than that, I don't know. Tommy, what do you got for me?
Yeah. No, I mean, we did see that sign, the local psychic.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking we might have to get him in person.
Yeah.
That might be a whole nother feature.
Mm-hmm. That would be good. Maybe we come back like in a year and.
Yeah, I think we're good on psychic readings for at least 6 months.
Yeah, we're fine now. We're good.
We know we're good for the next few years.
It was cool. She kept on hitting me with the threes. I mean, and that's the reason why I thought of my book. Like, there's a lot of
that other lady said 3 too.
Did she really?
Yeah, she said. Well, the podcast 3 years.
Oh, 3 years. Yeah, she did say that. Okay.
Who knows?
3 just might be a lucky number. We don't know. So maybe we take the Lions -3 instead of, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, one thing that we did kind of talk about was, go ahead. B.
What you got?
I literally just saw a video on TikTok that said, text your boyfriend this and see what he says. That's why I sent that to you.
Oh, so what happened while we were talking?
I just got a message,
To
and I
this-
was like, "Hey, why don't you ask the psychic?"
Yeah, I know. So it was the line. It was the games. The line for those three: the Lions, the Saints, and the Broncos.
Who knows if that's even this week's? But
It literally is.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's
It
from a
literally
female
is.
football reporter.
Oh,
Well, then there you go. Well, cool.
I tell you what. So one thing that we are going to discuss is kind of what the next segment is going to be.
Sure.
We've done the bracket style, the back to school bash
Mm-hmm.
competition. We've talked to a psychic. We've got some guests
Yeah.
lined up, and probably starting next month,
Yeah.
we'll be lining some guests up.
Yeah.
So I know we've got some of Fort Worth or Burleson's finest.
Right. And we're gonna mess around with. I've been seeing, like, you did the next door thing. I've been seeing some, like, there's this like shit mom's post or something like that. That's like the name of it, and it's like some just outlandish Facebook stuff that they talk about.
Karen's.
Yeah. So we'll try to end up making that type of a segment. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you. We will see you same time next week.
PhD Post Hump Day. That's at Post Hump Day. And Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Look us up. Tell a friend. We hope you'll stick around.